Hi viewers, welcome to VVRam Techtuts. In this video, we will learn C programming functions recursion. And C is a powerful programming language having capabilities like an iteration of a set of statements n number of times. The same concepts can be done using the functions also. We will be learning about a recursion concept and how it can be used in the C program. Recursion can be defined as the technique of replicating or doing again an activity in similar a way, calling itself again and again, and the process continues till the specific condition reaches. In the world programming, when you program lets you call that a specific function from inside that function, then this concept of calling the function from itself can be termed as a recursion. Here we have the recursion function syntax. First we declare our recursive function. Then after we can recursive declare recursive statements within the recursion function. After that we return our main function. We call the recursion function into our main function. Then we return our value if it is executed successfully in this way. Okay, we have the one example for recursive function. First we include our okay now we include our standard input, our header, and after that we include the console input output headers. Then after we declare our integer type factorial function, and we declare the argument as the integer f, and we have the if function. If less than or equal to 1, we ask to print the calculate the factorial and return the value if it is this function execute successfully, and we ask to execute the return value is that f into factorial minus 1. In the sense, whenever you give the example f value is equal to some, here if you see here main function, always our function mainly works from the main only, right? What I want to convey is that here whenever we execute our program, first after the look into the header files of mainly our program get into the main function, then it look into our function f value, then clear the screen, and after that it will look into the what we have want to execute at that one. We ask it to execute the factorial function, so it will look into the factorial function, this one. Then which we said before, that integer factorial int, it will look into the function. Here we give the 5 value, so its initial value will be 5 is less than or equal to 1, so it print the factorial, calculating the factorial and execute. After that it will print the our value 5 into factorial of the f 5 minus 1, and that means 5 into 4 it to do that one, and 5 into 4 in multiplication. After that again decreases to 4, and it will 4 is less than or equal to 1, again it will factorial what we have executed, that 5 into 4 into 3 will be multiplied, and one value is decreases here f minus 1, again that 3, so here 3 is less than or equal to 1. That means this value again execute condition satisfies true, so it will calculate again, and it factor f into factorial f minus 1, right? It will decreases to again 2 value. In this way it will execute it to up to 1 less than or equal to, and that means up to 1 into 2 into up to 5 values it will multiply. So factorial is nothing but the which value is given. That means if we have 2 value 1 into 2, if we have if you think 3 factorial, that we 3 factorial is equal to 1 into 2 into 3. Say in this way it will execute our program, and finally the result of the factorial it will print in our print main function, and finally return the value 0 if the function execute successfully. Let us jump into our lab session and see how it is works. Here we have standard input and the console input, output, and maths functioning headers and included these headers. After that the program will be look into our main function. See here, this is our main function, and it is a integer type of main function, and we declare that integer 5 is f is equal to 5. Then we ask to print the factorial is percentage into percentage in digital format. That means it will print the f value and the factorial of f. That means 5 value and factorial of 5. That means whenever you ask it to print the factorial, it will calls the function, this function factorial function, integer factorial integer, right? This function calls, and it will checks with the whenever this value we gave 5, right? It will look into, it will checks here condition, if condition f is 5 is less than or equal to 1, so it satisfies and print the factorial calculating, and the and return the value, execute one, and after that it returns the value f is equal to 5, and after that factorial of f minus 1 is equal to 5 minus f minus 1 is equal to 4. Again with this value 4 will check into here, checks into here 4 less than or equal to 1, and execute that f into, that means 4 into 3, and again it will look into the 3 value in this if function, and 3 is less than or equal to 1, so it again prints the value 2. That means multiplying with the here multiply with the 3 and the 5 into 4 into 3 into 2. Again 2 will repeated in this way, and it multiplies the values in the 5 factorial will be, we get the output here. 5 fours are 20, 3 20s are 60, so final output will be 120 in this factorial function. In this way the 120 will be get into this factorial of f, and we will get into the that output in our output screen. Finally, if the our program execute successfully, it returns 0 value. Here it returns value, say execute successfully 1 value. Okay, in this way we can perform our recursive function. Recursive in the sense whenever we want the some function from the other function to include into our main function, this calling the function into the repeatedly into the main function or other function is called a recursion. Okay, and now we want to compile our program. We get a 0 errors and a executed file will be generated. Then go to execute and click on run. See here we get that the final output is 120, and see here that the main function is local variable int 5 is there, and print our 5 value and factorial of 5 value. This is performed in the factorial of 5 is performed here in that factorial function. Once the factorial function is calculated here, the result is the written value is returned to this factorial function and printed by the using printf function and get the value, and we return the value 0. It is successfully executed. Okay, in this way we can get the output, and see here this is the written value 0 because it executed successfully. In this way we can perform our recursive functions. Okay, and we will see in the next video storage class functions. Okay, thank you.